Namaskar, welcoming all the listeners to Reva Ragini, Vishwa Bhasha Academy's Madhya Pradesh audio magazine. My humble namaste to all the listeners. I am Alabhya Karwade. First off, I would like to express my gratitude for getting a chance of speaking on this platform. Now, given the pandemic condition, being a negativity magnet is quite easy. You can be stressed, not assured of the future, or can be having just plain negative thoughts. It helps us to provide with a solution to the needy one. I invite Meenal Gadgil to share some insights regarding insurance. Delighted to inform you, our esteemed guest, Meenal Gadgil, is from corporate world, advising the world in the fields of insurance through the channels of an MNC.
Namaste. Today, I would like to put across my thoughts on the two most indispensable line of businesses of insurance that actually saw the need of buying coverage in the coronavirus pandemic. One is the coronavirus specific health insurance policy and the other is business interruption coverage. Let's see, why is there a need of buying coronavirus specific insurance policy? The pace at which COVID 19 is marauding the country and considering the impact of lockdown on the economy, many people have been hit by the disease and lack of funds. Insurers are coming up with niche health products to help people gain access to COVID insurance coverage and increase the penetration of health insurance in India. Prodded by the insurance regulator to come up with COVID specific products, several niche health insurance products have thronged the market in the past month or so from companies like Star Health and Allied Insurance, Bharti AXA Health Insurance, ICICI Lombard, and Digit Healthcare Plus. These are the fixed benefit covers which offer a lump sum on the diagnosis of the disease and end after the amount has been paid. The sum assured varies from Rs 21,000 to Rs 2 lakh. Annual premiums are typically low, ranging from Rs 150 to nearly Rs 3,900, and there's a variety of benefits and exclusions for each, ranging from quarantine coverage and per day cash provision to no pre-medical checkups or consideration of overseas travel history. If you have no insurance, be it personal or group cover, and are running low on funds, it might be a good idea to pick it up as a temporary risk cover since it will last a year and does not cost much. It may prove specially useful if you are at high risk. True Balance has collaborated with ICICI Lombard to bring out the COVID specific cover through its mobile app. It is aimed at providing convenience to unbanked and underserved population that is not insured. The plan does not require hospitalization or provision of bills to make a claim, and the lump sum amount is disbursed quickly on the diagnosis of the disease. Given the current world health scenario due to the global coronavirus pandemic, it has become utmost important to encourage people to gain a greater sense of control over their physical and financial health. This is why health insurance plays an important role in medical contingencies to take care of increasing medical expenses and protect the wealth of individuals. Next, let's look at the business interruption space. The traditional business interruption coverage covers business losses due to property damage, but the pandemic has created havoc to the businesses due to dwindling revenues. In order to protect businesses due to non-property damage losses, insurtech companies have come up with innovative parametric solutions to compensate against huge financial loss. Parametric insurance is also called index-based insurance, wherein there are certain predefined parameters. Insurance companies pay predefined amount once those parameters are met. It is based on the technology called blockchain, which offers greater immutability and transparency for transactions, thus preserving the fundamental element for the operation of an insurance company, that is trust. Here, customers pay insurance companies premium and expect to get compensated in case of any mishap without any fraud. Lastly, I would like to opine that it is really important for people to understand the essence of the protection offered by insurance and thus should buy appropriate coverages to safeguard against the pandemics like coronavirus in future. Thank you so much.
That was a great speech, Meenal. I am sure our listeners will get positive insights from this. But one can still be stressed out for many more reasons. It is certainly observable through the person's behavior. Especially talking about this pandemic situation, we young generation are quite acutely in stress. Well, I am no expert at that field, but I do know one. Hereby inviting Madhavi Dabholkar.
Good morning, all. I'm Madhvi, a behavioral psychologist, and I'm going to talk to you today on how to deal with stress in negative times. Now, this negativity is essentially related to the COVID 19 today. The coronavirus is a challenge faced by individuals, by youngsters, by adults, families, societies, nations, and the world at large. Now, why is it that some people are able to deal with this challenge and some are not? This depends to a great extent on what we call as effective coping ability to face crisis situations. And this is different with different people essentially because every individual has a definite pattern of thinking. And it is this thinking that drives our behavior, which is what we see, which is what we observe. Now, the question is, what should we actually do to handle this stress? How should we think? Okay, let's go point wise. Number one, improve our emotional regulation. Now, what's emotional regulation? Let's take an example to understand. Try and understand the difference between two words, safety and panic. When we talk about safety, it's like saying what do I do to safeguard myself against this viral infection. But when we talk about panic, it relates to imaginary fears. Okay, and these fears stem up out of uncertainty. Uncertainty not of today but of the future. Like, if I take an example of students, what if placements don't happen? What if exams do not happen on time? So, it is this thinking that typically leads to anxiety, that typically leads to fear, to a fear which finally translates into panic. Now, instead of thinking this way, just pause for a moment and let's see how we should change our thinking. Now, if we think this way, what can I do to stay safe in today's times? What are the things, what are the parameters which are under my control? So, okay, can I try and improve my immunity? What do I do to improve my immunity? What do I do to improve my resistance? Okay, so I start taking some vitamins. I take care of personal hygiene. Okay, I exercise a little bit so that different hormones are secreted in my body, and the mind and the body are both fit to take care of this virus. I can start using mask regularly. I can start using a sanitizer. When at home, I can wash my hands. But when not at home, I can use a sanitizer, and that's it. I can continue with normal life. The only thing is, this is the new normal. So, probably things that we did not do regularly as a part of our daily routine is what we have to make a part of our daily routine, and we are geared up to face this challenge. Maybe we avoid socializing, but should we avoid working? No, that is thinking in extremes. So we can work, we can go out, we can do all those things which are necessary to be done, but we can avoid exposure whenever possible. Point number 2, it's very essential to keep ourselves mentally occupied in doing productive tasks. What can we really do under the existing circumstances? We can work on updating ourselves, we can work on upskilling ourselves, we can get into different kind of hobbies that we never got time to do. There are a lot of things that we can probably start doing and utilizing this time, which we could never focus on in the past. 3, it's very essential to choose people around you or the people you are surrounded with. Now, why is this important? See, there are typically 3 categories of people. People who will trivialize everything and make it sound very casual. People who will terribilize everything and make it sound a great problem or a challenge. And there is a third category of people who are realistic, who will accept reality and try and find ways out. So one has to be very careful in choosing the kind of people who are going to influence us in tough times. Point number 4, we have to accept the reality. We have to accept the fact that this is what it is today, but nothing in life is permanent. Times will change. And therefore, even in this crisis, we have to look out for an opportunity and try and make the best use of this time to do all those things, like I said, that we never did in the past. Developing coping skills is the way to learn to live with stress, because stress is a part of our lives. It's about creating a mindset to accept the rough with the smooth and to find out options and ways of dealing with stress. Stress is always going to be there. It's all about how we equip ourselves to deal with stress, and this is what we typically call as developing coping skills to deal with stress. Thank you so much.
Thank you for these helpful and simplified insights. It is said that knowledge is gained, but wisdom is earned. And we need a soothing mind for application of the gained knowledge. I welcome Priyanka Shevde to recite her poem and sparkle some positivity in our minds.
Let the borders not bring borders in relations that we have built. Let us make more time for our parents to leave no scope for guilt. Through quarantining, we may realize that we have forgotten to be agile. Even if we are still wearing masks, let us not forget to throw a smile. There is an opportunity, my friends, to bring a control over our taste. Let us relish on authentic homemade cooking rather than ordering empty calories in haste. So, what if we cannot hold each other's hand? The power of unity, my friend, is in our hearts. Please understand. Work from home is now being as normal. So, let us all break the ice and go out there all informal. Suddenly, but soon, we realize the real vacation lies in our bed. Never have we dreamt of one at our own house. Friends, it's just really in our head. Thank God the schools, offices, shops are shut down. Never could one experience such a mental freedom in this strict lockdown. Oh dear Lord, thank you for making us recognize how grateful we are for what we have already. Let us help each other today for being tomorrow ready. Thank you.
Thank you, Priyanka. Really impressive with that poem. We hope that we may have helped people in any form. So let's all try and stay positive and fight our way out of the pandemic. Thank you, Meenal, Madhvi, and Priyanka. Thank you to this platform for giving us the opportunity. Time for your host Alabhya to sign off. Thank you. Jai Hind.